D&D Beyond just cannot catch a break.
Too many things happening.
D&D Beyond's technical issues have not let up over the weekend, with the official Twitter account actually telling users to download a PDF of their character sheet just in case the website experienced technical issues over the weekend. And yes, there were many technical issues over the weekend. The main problem with D&D Beyond right now seems to be the character creation system, which not only is responsible for the building of new characters, it also fuels the digital character sheets that everyone uses when actually playing D&D using D&D Beyond. I can personally tell you that D&D Beyond seemed to go down at peak playing times over the weekend. My Sunday night group, for instance, experienced some major technical difficulties when trying to play in the evening. It's a continued bad look for D&D Beyond, which has become something of a focal point for discontent among D&D fans. The site has become a mouthpiece for the D&D brand in recent months, and that's kind of a confusing choice given that D&D already has a website with tons of information on it and was, up until recently, the home of the D&D Studio blog. And there's kind of some strange whiplash because of how Wizards uses D&D Beyond currently.
Not quite my tempo.
You'll sometimes see a post that's something like, here's how to make a really cool mage of high sorcery. And then the next day you'll see something about apologizing about how they tried to screw over third-party creators by deauthorizing the OGL. Weird vibes all around. It's weird. And, of course, there's also D&D Beyond's role in this whole OGL mess. You'll recall that the fan backlash for the OGL centered on canceling D&D Beyond subscriptions to show upper-level executives that there were consequences to trying to deauthorize the OGL. And Wizards later used D&D Beyond as a launching point for surveys on the OGL, and then it used D&D Beyond as the place where it ultimately apologized and totally backed off of the whole OGL debacle and announced that they were moving the SRD to the Creative Commons. Because of the latter 2 points, D&D Beyond social media accounts are just under a constant deluge of angry comments by fans. Not only does this have to be disheartening for the folks who are running those accounts, it's also, generally speaking, just not a very good look. And it also kind of illustrates some of the continued problems that Dungeons & Dragons is going to face for the foreseeable future. For instance, can the D&D design studio rely on D&D Beyond to serve as a playtest hub for 1D&D when the site seems to be struggling technically for nearly a week now? And when the webpage is increasingly associated with a lot of the bad will that D&D has generated over the past few months, which, again, has nothing to do with 1D&D or the D&D design team. It's just a weird use of their resources, and it's really kind of caused a bit more of a mess. So our question for you is, have you gone back to D&D Beyond, or are you staying away, and will you ever go back to D&D Beyond? Let us know in the comments section, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.